On this high-octane episode of Performance TV, mixing your own racing fuel is as simple as open, pour, and race. And our Harley bike build to benefit the Fisher House Foundation keeps rolling. But first, we'll cool down this hot Camaro with a new high-performance radiator.
Hey, Tommy, how you coming along getting that radiator out?
Couple more bolts and I got it.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get this radiator out and get a new one. And hey, welcome to Performance TV. High performance radiator from Dewitts radiator. You know, whether you have a small block or a big block, the nice thing about the Dewitts high performance radiators is they're direct bolt in. So there's no modifications. You don't have to worry about any of that. And you get some choices too, whether it comes to the natural aluminum like we have here. They also have black ice. They have the polished look. But even though this car is a small block, we're going to cool it down a whole lot better by having a big block radiator in. And do you need some hands back there?
I got it.
Let me get this out of the way.
All right. Perfect.
There we go.
All right, let's get that new one in.
Okay. Spun around here. Take your side.
Help me slide it down in here, Kathy. We'll put the bolts in.
Okay, get this
One
hose
thing
out of the
about
way.
this, it bolts directly in the place where the old one come out of. A little your way. There we go. Right on down.
Okay. Go over your way just a little bit.
All right, Kathy, you got yours in?
Yep, got the bolt in over here this side.
Put mine in here real quick. That'll help hold it in place. You know, Kathy, one of the inherent problems with guys, and they get to muscle cars and hot rods and they get stuck in traffic, first thing you have a problem with is overheating. You know, the radiator technology has come a long ways since these cars were built. DeWitt's, this aluminum radiator can dissipate heat a lot better. It's got the press-formed tanks on each side, so it has the stock factory look. Instead of a square welded tank on the side of the radiator, it looks like an aftermarket. This looks more like factory.
Yeah, whether you have a 4-speed car or if you have an automatic, you know, DeWitt's makes one as well that comes with a tranny cooler, so you're all set up. Just drop it in, bolt it in, and go.
That's what I like about this. Made especially for this Camaro. Goes right in, same mounting holes.
All right, get the other one down here. About where it'll go.
All right, put the nut on that one, and I'm good. As soon as we get these bolted back in, put the lines back on it.
Yeah, and once we fill this up, something we want to keep in mind with an aluminum radiator, Tommy, is we want to make sure we use distilled water.
Yeah, they have a lifetime warranty, but there's some specific instructions, antifreeze and distilled water. But DeWitt's comes with a lifetime warranty. As long as you are the guy that installed it, you continually own the car, the radiator's under warranty.
Gotta love that. It's down here.
I'll hold this side for you. All right, go down. That's good.
All right. Okay.
All right, all bolted back in place. We gotta put your line on. Put your hose on, not your line. Move the shroud out of my way and put the bottom hose on.
All right, this on here.
Put this bottom hose right back on. There we go. Tighten the clamp up.
Yep.
It's a pretty simple installation. I mean, DeWitt's makes this painless. Everything bolts right back in, goes right back into place.
And the other thing that we want to remember, made in the USA, and that's what we like to hear. Find out more about all of their different radiators. They have a custom LS series that'll all different makes and models. Just hop on their website at dewitts.com. We'll have more of Performance TV right after this.
All right, put this shroud on and we're back to business.
Yep.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. Steel rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. Rick's Tanks, fuel tanks and accessories, Texas made, Texas proud. And by OPG, the world's largest source for GM A-body parts and accessories.
Welcome back to Performance TV, where we love performance, and all a part of that is gaining fuel mileage and saving money.
Well, we got a neat product here today. It's the Durham Mileage Easy Tuner. It's a tuner module we plug into the vehicle. We can select different tunes, get power, we can get mileage, a whole different array of options with this.
Yeah, from the folks at Diesel Domination, who they have dealt with thousands of different Duramax diesels over the years, up through the 2010 model years. I mean, they've tried and tested all kinds of things, and what they're really looking for is not only the power, but of course, saving you some money.
Right, these guys aren't just mass producers of this module. These guys actually have used this. They have trucks themselves, years and years of experience with diesels, and know what they're talking about. Decided to build one of these and help everybody else out as well.
All right, I'm going to let you put that in. I've already checked out which fuses I need to pull out here, so I'm going to let you have the instructions.
Take my instructions, hit it inside.
And go ahead and get these fuses out. So I have 3 fuses to pull out. There we go. Tommy, it's all yours.
The Durham Mileage Easy Tuner is really simple to use. It comes with all the cables. You plug it right into your data port right underneath the dash here. We'll turn the key on the vehicle and plug our cable into the unit. There we go. Light it right up. Keypad test wants me to press yes, no, up, down, plus, minus. All right, everything working good. Hit yes. Okay, we'll do an engine tune. Here we go. Come to the screen, says engine tune. Instructions say press yes twice. Do we accept? Yep. Now it's checking the stored VIN number against the truck VIN. Please wait. It's making a backup copy, so if you ever take your vehicle in for service, you can put it back, restore it back to the original tune. That won't have any warranty problems with your vehicle. It says do not disturb or start engine, saving the stock information. Well, we time compress that a little bit because it takes about 3 or 4 minutes for this module to store your factory tune. Now we want to put in the new tuning. So we'll go up, we'll arrow up to select engine tune, press yes, choose our engine tune. So we get it here, we'll arrow down and choose which one we want. That's the 40 Econ, 50 Econ, 60. We're going to put the 70 Econ in here. That's for best mileage. And we'll press yes. Now you have options of changing the speed limiter, tire size, different things. So we're going to go ahead and press no. I'm going to leave those the same at this time. And here we go. Got everything selected, and we hit yes and to start programming. Now it's installing. Now this will take about 5-10 minutes to put this in, so we'll compress this down a little bit in TV time for you. As you can see now, it's making changes to the stock data. There's a lot of different programs in here that you can put into the vehicle, but the 70 Econ is what other customers have found works best for most mileage. It has a 15-second countdown when it's programmed into the vehicle. It should tell us to disconnect when it's all in there. Power increase, turn off the key and remove the tuner from your truck. There we go, simple as that. If you want to find out more about this unit and more, go to powerupdiesel.biz. We'll be back with more after this break.
Performance TV, presented by ARP, coming to you from Boiler Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Performance TV. One of the most interesting interviews at PRI was about race gas. So I brought back Dan and Mark from Race Gas, Race Fuel Concentrate, to tell me more about it. And I mean, it's not an octane booster, but what is it?
This is not an octane booster, you're right. It is a race fuel concentrate. It is specifically designed to replicate the power and octane that distilled racing fuel would have,
right,
but by adding it to regular pump gasoline.
Oh, perfect. You can go buy gas at your local gas station, put race gas in it, and go to the track.
Absolutely. What's interesting about our blend and what makes it unique is the fact that it raises octane in a very predictable manner. 2 ounces of product will increase the octane for full octane numbers.
Now, how did you come up with this? What drove you to make this?
Well, you know, the answer's staring us right here in the face. This piston came out of a GT car that I used to run. Everybody at our company is a road racer. And I was road racing my car at a track that shall remain nameless. And I bought some 110 octane fuel, or what I thought was 110 octane fuel.
Obviously it wasn't, right.
Obviously it wasn't. It had been sitting a long time, and it melted the motor. I holed all the pistons and destroyed it. About 18 months later, it happened again. And from there on, I spent the next 10 years on a quest to find this product to save my motor. Race gas is a number of different chemicals, but they fall into 3 specific groups. The first one are saturated hydrocarbons. And those, if you remember high school chemistry, carbon plus oxygen plus an energy source creates energy. And these saturated carbons bring that high BTU energy back to the gasoline. They work in concert with an oxygenate, which does exactly what you think it is. It adds oxygen to the blend. In this case, we don't use alcohol-based oxygenates for the very same reason a lot of people are skeptical to use E85.
Yep.
And then lastly, we use an organometallic compound. And if you're old enough like me to remember leaded fuel was great at that. It's no longer legal, so in our product we use manganese.
And you've tested it, you've documented it, you've had on-track testing. What all other kind of testing have you done with this?
We hired a lab in Texas, and they did the standard ASTMD testing to our product blended in gasoline. It's the same testing that VP Racing or Sunoco would do on their fuel. Mm-hmm. And we proved in a laboratory that the product performs as designed.
Now, Mark, you probably had to go through engine builders and get somebody to try this to document a little bit for you.
We did. Tried a couple different engine builders, and nobody seemed to be really wanting to line
Nobody
up.
jumping up to throw this in there.
Exactly. They got their expensive racing engines.
But you did get one, and
we did
the
get
results
one.
they got were outstanding.
It was fabulous. Myron Cottrell from Cottrell Racing, TPIS is his company. He did decide to put it in one of his motors. Stipulation was, however, if we ruined it or blew it up, we bought it. So fair enough, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so he pulled the dyno test out a 414 LS3 motor. So after he pulled it 4 times, he knew like I say, he knew the baseline really well. Made 4 pulls, and he said, kind of looked up us at the 4th dyno sheet and said, "Boys, I think you got something here." So.
Well, since then, you've had a lot of people want to test it. And Kathy's got somebody that was a tester, a customer, and now a distributor for you?
Well, Greg, you started using the race gas product here not too long ago. Why did you decide to use it?
Well, I had met Mark and Dan. They had told me about this amazing product, and I was a little skeptical at first. I actually went out the first weekend I used it in my own bracket drag race truck, took home 2 pieces of hardware in one weekend, and I was pretty much sold on it. We now carry it in our shop. Instead of carrying 55-gallon drums of race fuel, I can sell it to customers because I use it myself, and I stand behind the product firmly.
And you're looking at using it maybe in some of your other race vehicles too.
Yes, we have a lot of street vehicles and race vehicles that we use it in, NHRA to bracket races, even circle track dirt cars that are not allowed to use racing fuel. You can actually put this in there and it has no scent to it, so it's perfectly legal to be running in any of those classes.
Well, guys, one of the neatest things about race gas is it's easy to use. So what's going to put some in this Camaro here? What are we going to do?
Well, it's quite simple. 2 ounces of race gas, race fuel concentrate, raise the octane 4 full octane numbers. We know there's 8 gallons and 91 in here. We want to blend it to 100, so we're going to add a full can of race gas.
So all we got to do is pour it in the tank.
Yep, that's it. We shake it up a little bit, and we pour the full can in.
So we don't have to have it sitting around in our trailer in jugs. You can stop by the gas station on the way to the racetrack, buy you some gasoline, go to the track, throw in some race gas, and you're ready to race.
That's exactly the point.
Well, just like your can says, open, pour, and race. Be sure and check out Race Gas on their website, race-gas.com. We'll be back with more Performance TV after this.
This week's industry update, tell me we just put a radiator in this Camaro. A lot of folks are also thinking about getting rid of that old fuel tank in the back.
Right. I mean, Rick's tanks, they have ultimate tank. You've seen the old stamped out replacement tanks. This thing right here is a 304 stainless tank from Rick's. It is all machine formed, hand assembled, hand TIG welded. These are some of the nicest welds I've seen in a long time right here.
Absolutely, and you know, we've got the CNC here, where we've got for the sending unit. I mean, really nice, and there's a lot of different options that you can do too, depending on what kind of fuel pump that you want to go with. You want to get something that's down inside, it's not as noisy. You know, you can get those from Rick's. As we see, this one's already been put in here.
Yeah, he's got a sump tank for like drag racing. It's when you launch off start line, it's got sump baffles and chambers in it, keep it from losing fuel pressure. He's got the fuel injection tanks we got here. He's got a stealth tank. That's where the big Aeromotive fuel pumps come from, you know, 300 to 3,000 horsepower,
Exactly.
It'll supply it.
And they even have the carbureted. I mean, you've just pretty much got everything covered and something for everything, whether you have a hot rod from the 50s, the 60s, a truck.
According to the muscle cars of the 70s, he's got a tank for just about everything. And if you need a custom tank, I'm sure they can make one of those too.
Oh yeah, beautiful. All you have to do, want to find out more, hop on their website at rickstanks.com. That's this week's Industry Update.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Ultra Cool Oil Cooling Systems, dedicated to bringing you the best oil cooling solution to your V-twin motorcycle. Dewitts Radiators, high-performance aluminum radiators for any application. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. OPG, the world's largest source for GMA body parts and accessories. And by B&M Racing and Performance, quality performance products that work.
Welcome back to Performance TV. Tommy, we've been having a whole lot of fun putting all kinds of great parts on this bike. This is our bike that we're going to be raising some money for the Veteran Service Organization, and we got some really cool stuff here today.
So we've got the Metzeler tire made by Pirelli. We're going to put the ME888 on the rear, the new design, and then the ME880 on the front. And we're going to increase the size from the stock 16-inch wheel and tire to the new 21-inch wheel and tire. It's going to give it a little sportier look.
Exactly, and that's what, just the whole package that we have here is really going to give this bike a great look, and I can't wait to see how much money we raise for
Yeah,
charity.
and you can intermingle these tires. You don't have to run the M888s only on the front and rear. If they don't have the size and the new ME888 on the front for you, you can swap them back and forth. They've done a little bit of different tread pattern for better wear, reduce the heat. These are large bikes, create a lot of heat riding down the road, so they've designed the new tread pattern to reduce some of the heat, and you're going to have some grip with these tires. In the rain, in the dry, got good grip with these.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to get these new Pirelli Metzeler tires on this thing and see what it looks like.
Okay.
All right, Kathy, to take this thing, I'm going to loosen the axle nut here.
Okay.
And when I do that, get that loose. All right. If you want to loosen those over there and drop that down a little bit, that way we can slide the axle right out.
Okay. Okay, we just want to drop that down,
Yeah,
right?
just slide that down now.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Pull your caliper off. We'll pull that out of the way. It makes it a little easier to get this in and out. When you get that done, you can hand me that ratchet and I'll pull this side off.
Out of the way. There you go. You can get this out. You know, Tommy, with this Metzeler ME880 Marathon, it has advanced silica compound, and which is kind of cool because that means it's going to have reduced rolling resistance, all while improving, what did we say earlier about the wet and dry grip? So you're going to be improving that both on the front and the rear on this bike, and that's just going to make a big difference.
Slides that in there. There we go. I won't touch the paint that way. All right, Kathy, I'm going to jack the
Move
bike up a little bit so we can slide that axle out.
Okay. That ought to be good.
Good enough to get the axle out.
Yep.
Drop the wheel down and then slide it out.
All right, what do you want me to hold on to?
Just hold on to the axle. Coming your way.
All right.
All right. Get the pin, knock it a little further.
Coming on out.
All right. Pull it your way.
Got it.
Got your spacer?
Yep.
Hold that wheel and I'll jack the bike up a little higher and you can slide it right out.
Slide on out. Okay. And we're clear.
Kathy, we're putting a 21-incher on the front.
Yeah, you might have to go up a little higher.
All right, Cass, slide that. Oh, no, I told you I had to go higher with that 21-inch.
I know, this is just going to look great. You know, and when they mounted all of this for us. They made sure that they marked whether it was left side or right side because this bike does have anti-lock brakes, so we got to make sure the magnetic bearing is on the correct side.
All right, we're in. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, make it easier to put the axle in. I have to pick that wheel up as high. And we might have to make some adjustments with the fender. We're putting a bigger wheel in here, just make sure it has all the clearances.
Right.
All right, that should be pretty close. Let's see if we can get that in there.
Okay, I'm going to wait and around over here.
Right, I can lift the wheel that much.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, I'll put the anti-lock sensor on there. That's good.
Back through there.
While you're tightening that up, I'll grab a torque wrench. All right, Kathy, go ahead and torque those over there. I'll get this torque wrench here. We're going to do these. The axle bolt will be 60 foot-pounds.
Okay.
The pinch bolts over there are 12, and we're going to torque the calipers back on at 35. So that one's ready. As soon as you get those torqued, now torque your caliper or hand that to me, and I'll do the same. Nice slick looking tire, nice aggressive tread there on it, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, well,
Yeah.
you want to give me that socket you just took off so I can do mine? Trying to make my job harder or what?
Yeah, just making you ask for stuff.
All right.
All right, ready?
Hold that axle and I'll torque that.
Okay. Okay, we got that. Got the front looking good. Now we're going to get the back looking just as good. We're going to get that put on here in just a moment. But that's all we have time for on this week's edition of Performance TV.
Oh, we can't wait to see that big fat tire on the
Big
back.
one. I know we like the big fat tires.